Hello everybody. I am extremely sorry. I owe you guys a very big official apology. You might be startled. I've seen you guys talking amongst yourself in the live chat, but I owe you a huge apology. Yes, this was not intended. It was a totally unforeseen situation. Yeah, I don't know what happened myself. I literally set the alarm for like 1 hour before the live stream, and I woke up and it's like 1 hour past the live stream. I do not know what happened. Maybe I shut down the alarm while I was sleeping, or I don't know. But I'm extremely sorry. Yeah, I owe you a big apology. Sorry guys for those of you who are waiting. Yeah, honestly, I don't know what went on with me as well. Like, it's just like time slipped. And yeah, here I am. Anyways, it's good to see you guys. Whoever is there. I literally got knocked out, and I don't remember what happened to me. Like, I remember myself having dinner. I was watching some anime over dinner, and then, oh yes, I was filming the exclusive podcast for Patreon. I was at the 52-minute point. Yeah, I can see my podcast recorded up till the 52-minute point. And then I suddenly got so tired, I was like, I need to take a nap. I took a nap on the sofa behind me, and the original live stream was supposed to be at 11. So I set the alarm at 10 p.m. And there's even like a record of that. Yeah, I set it at 9:30 p.m. actually. And it wasn't even on airplane mode, but for some reason the alarm is just cancelled, and then I slept through the whole thing, and now it's 1 a.m. That's crazy. It's past the time I need to go home right now. Yeah, it's a Saturday. No, actually it's a Sunday. It's past midnight, so it's like Sunday technically. So it's Sunday right now at the studio. I don't know what happened. But I am so sorry, guys. I did not intend this to happen, and I know that I'm usually late, but this was not even like myself trying to be late or anything. Yeah. Yes, I think it's probably the jet lag. Yeah, I am so sorry, guys. Good to see you. Yes, I was tired. Yes, I think so. I think that is the most plausible situation, the jet lag, for sure. Yeah, and then I woke up and I was panicking. Oh my god, like, this can't be real. I was looking at the time and it was like 12:45, and I was like, what? And then I panicked. I woke up, and then I set all of this up. My webcam from last stream was shit, so I replaced it with the Osmo, the new camera I'm using nowadays. It's really good, by the way. Thank you for all the support, because like that support from the PayPal fund went into good use in America, like getting around by Uber, and then taking care of some tips and food costs, and also, most importantly, I reinvested it in the Osmo, and I am very proud to say that it has been already used into good use and will be in the future, and I can guarantee you that, because something big is coming up, and I'm definitely using that equipment. So I am getting the 200% efficiency out of that device. So thank you so much. It cost me like $700 to get the creator pack. But anyways, I was going on a tangent again. I tell the whole story about like what's so big what is going to happen on my channel on Patreon on the exclusive podcast, so go check it out. But anyways, Joyful One, thank you so much. Thank you. Mind Spasm, thank you so much. You have a great audience. We socialized amongst ourselves. I know, I was so surprised. You guys were just talking in the chat, and I think this is what makes it so beautiful. Yeah. You guys are official toppings. you can be proud toppings. It's okay, still good to see you. Thank you, Yoongimi. Thank you for being so understanding. I am so sorry for the people that came in time and then got tired of waiting and then left. I don't have anything to say to them, but like, I am so sorry. But yeah, we're slowly gaining an audience right now. It's at 90. I'm not gonna complain because it's totally my fault. But stop apologizing, we just partied until you got here. Yeah, but I just feel so bad. Anyways, yes, I will stop apologizing and let's go straight into today's stream. Honestly, there is nothing that is planned because like usually during my solo live streams, I just talk. I just like chat with you guys. I started doing like the essay, presentation style things, but there was some feedback that it was not as entertaining, or it was a little bit dragging than the original news series. So I was like, okay, let's postpone that for a while. But let me just check if the audio is fine. Okay, I think it's fine. And there is some background music so that you guys can feel a little bit feel the vibe here. So in Seoul right now, it's monsoon season. It has been raining forever, and I'm just feeling a little bit down and emotional because of the rain, honestly. Like, everybody has their phases. The weather is like shit right now. I just returned from America, and the weather there was just amazing. LA weather, Texas weather. Texas weather, to be honest, wasn't really amazing, but when it was amazing, like inside, and you look outside, inside the air conditioning, it was amazing. So yeah, right now it's just like it's been raining for every single day, and I've seen the forecast, and it's going to rain for the next week as well, probably 2 weeks. So yeah, mellow. Thank you. Your audio sounds good. Hello, Chandler. Yes, a little bit mellow. Oh, I am. Hello. 비가 진짜 자유분장하게 지 마음대로 와요. Yeah, it's crazy. Monsoon season is like, I hate the monsoon season in Korea, because for those of you who don't have like a monsoon period, you're really blessed because it's humid. You never know when it's going to rain. You never know when it's going to stop, and it just affects your mood. Like you wake up, you look outside, and everything's dark. It's like, yeah. So right now I am a little bit in my emo kind of phase, and it's like 1 a.m. in the morning. I was late to the stream. I turned off all the lights just to get the mood. Yeah. But I hope you like this kind of dark setting. It's a first time I'm trying this. I would buy an MBTI shirt, but I can't decide on what I am. Yeah, this is the MBTI t-shirt I'm wearing. This is not the exact t-shirt we are selling on Piroso. The one on Piroso is actually even better in design, I would say. This is like the old version, but it's pretty much similar. You can take the MBTI test, and yeah. Like, as I said, it's pretty easy. Like, are you extroverted or introverted? Click one, E or I. Are you like an very imaginative person, or are you like a realistic person, like N, or what is the IS or N? Like either that. N is like an imaginative person. F is like, are you a feeler, or like are you a pragmatic, like cold-hearted, rational person? That's like feeling, INF. Or T. T is like I am a T. I changed. This is like my old version of MBTI. I'm an INTP now, but like my T and F is like 41 or 50, 59, something like that. So my T has exceeded my F nowadays. And then P is like why either you're like a very planning. P is for spontaneous, and J is like you're a planner. So if you're a spontaneous person, if you like to go on spontaneous trips, you don't like to plan about your day and stuff, then you're a P. If you're like a planner and you like to approach everything with an angle, with a strategy, something like that, you're a J. So you can basically summarize yourself with that, and then decide your MBTI. Or you can go on the internet and there are like 10-minute, 5-minute types of MBTIs. Yeah. Pick whatever you want. It isn't real anyways. Yeah. I feel like these t-shirts can be like a great opener in like, a setting, you're meeting with a person and they're like, oh, what's that? And then you can start explaining the stupid MBTIs. And you gotta admit, even though it is kind of stupid, a lot of people just seem to be interested in it, and it's like a great icebreaker. Look who's back. Hello, Slav. I'm told I'm intro and extroverted. Okay, 120 people watching. Please leave a like. And also, guys, this is just going to be a totally random stream. It's not very scripted or anything. So I'll just go with the flow in the chat, like whatever you want me to talk about, whatever you're asking questions about. So yeah, like ask your questions away in the chat. Groovy music, right? And I got an alarm. Oh, wow. Okay, Eileen, thank you for the 20 pizza on PayPal. Thank you so much. Sandra, thank you for the PayPal $10 pizza. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. Yeah, as I said, your support really came into hand when I was doing my US trip, and I always notify my Patreon patrons and the people who support me on stream that these funds do not go into like personal usages. Yeah, literally, I can even show you the receipts. I do not use them for any like personal, like I don't buy Rolexes. It doesn't even add up to that much, but I don't even buy like movie tickets or whatsoever. But it's all reinvested into content. It's either me buying Anna lunch or lunch that's actually on stream, or my taxi fees, which were like utility fees or whatever you want to call them, the travel expenses that I was getting from A point to B point in the US or with the Osmo. So it was very well spent. So I do not like withdraw the funds. I just keep it there, and then when I have like a set goal of buying such equipment, or I used it for the taxi fees because Uber did not allow my Korean card to like link or whatever, and then it was in the form of dollars anyway, so it was very convenient, so that was good. But thank you so much. And yeah, I saw so many comments about like stop telling us to like send money or whatever on the last stream, so I will stop doing that. It was like 2 people, and then I got triggered, and I thought like they were misleading to like unintentional what do you call it, like things I did not intend. So it was very misleading, so I just deleted it. And that's what I can do on my channel, right? I don't want people to have the wrong image or whatever. So yeah, from now on I'll go easy on like the that was all a joke, by the way. And also I think last stream, the reason I was saying like I can use it for my taxi fees and all that, like I was doubling down on that because my friend was watching next to me, and then it was pretty funny. He found that very amusing, so I kept on doing it. But anyway, you gotta understand my friend. He's a friend from middle school, high school, college, we all went through that together. Like, you know, we stuck together in like not only school, but academies. We went to like this, you know, English academy called Maple. I don't know if it still exists, but we did like English reading, listening, all of that. And now he's an interpreter. Good for him, right? He's working at the Samsung factory. So yeah, and we go all the way back. I was a very shy boy and then he kept on saying during this trip, like, he can't believe me being a YouTuber, and it's so like weird to see myself talking throughout a stream for like 2 hours and then like vlogging on the street and stuff, because that wasn't my personality when I was in middle school. And he was like, there was another friend called Jin, and his name is Jay. So Jin and Jay, we were like the trio at Maple English Academy. And then these two guys, they were really nice guys, and they kept on trying to like socialize me. And then they were like, you know, like they kept on trying to make me talk because I was very shy. And then I pretended I couldn't talk back then. Of course, during speaking class, I was like very fluent in English, but the main reason I didn't talk to them even in Korean, of course, was because I got bullied when I first arrived from the States in Korea. So I told you this story a while ago, but I entered public school, and then the first day I went, I was bullied by the classmates and the teacher. So the classmates were all making fun of my accent, and like I wasn't very good in Korean. I was very feminine looking. I used the Seoul accent, and they called me like, you know, they made fun of me. And that was like literally the first day fresh off the boat in Korea. Imagine like a 10-year-old kid going to like this new environment where you don't know anybody, and then you're just placed into this classroom, and then the kids all come to you and like try to talk to you, but then once you actually try to interact with them, they're like, oh, look at his accent, like, oh, he's not good at Korean, and they're like imitating me and all. And it was very just intimidating, and I got kind of traumatized day after day. Like, nobody was really like opening up to me, and they were just like making fun of me day after day. And yeah, because of those reasons, it kind of stuck with me, and then I became a little bit more isolated and more closed, and I didn't really want to speak to anybody. And then that mindset just like, you know, went on even to like when I went to private academies. And those two friends were like, yeah, they were being like little menaces too. They were like trying to get the Korean out of me. So at some kind of wavelength, it was kind of similar, but they weren't like making fun of it or anything. They were just genuinely trying to get, you know, friendly with me. And then I already closed my heart with like a lot of Korean, you know, students. And yeah, anyways, the point is, I didn't speak any Korean back then to them. I was like, I zipped my mouth and I was like, I'm not gonna speak. And then he reminded me, like, for some reason my brain, I don't know why, but my brain just doesn't remember a lot from my youth. And a lot of people say that it's weird, because whenever I meet my high school friends or like whatsoever, like my military friends, they're always like talking about these stories, and at the end I do remember them. It just gets like sparked up from my unconsciousness in my brain, but initially I do not remember them. They're like just deleted from my mind, and then once they bring it up, it's like, you know, it just gets relived in my head. So it just relives in my head. So yeah, we were talking about that, and that was just very, very interesting. He was like, you were a shy boy, you weren't even able to talk, you avoided talking with us with all costs, and now look at you, you're on the streets of America, and like everybody's staring at you, but you're like, oh, hey guys, so right now I'm at Texas airport, and like I just got off Spirit, and like fucking shit. I'm sorry. Yeah. And he's like, I'm very surprised at the improvement, if you want to call it improvement. Yeah. But YouTube actually changed my personality a lot, I would say. It gave me a lot of like courage and confidence and all that. So I owe a lot to YouTube. I'm glad the PayPals are helping your business. Don't let people discourage you. You're using your time to do these live streams, so I don't mind giving that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I know there are some mature-minded people who think like that, but I just don't want to paint the wrong image after seeing like two comments saying stuff like that I'm begging or whatever. So I don't want to get that image at all. So I will stop mentioning that for a while. Yeah, and then like I think sequentially, those two comments too got me in that mindset. But also like, I was like, okay, I was thinking like that. Yeah, I'm providing content, like, you know, I could ask for some donations and support. But after that, I saw another video just today, coincidentally, and it was a video from Asian Boss. You guys probably all watch videos from Asian Boss. I love Asian Boss videos. They're so insightful and they're so well done. They're high quality. They've been around forever, even before we started YouTube. So they are the OGs of YouTube, and I madly respect them and their like vision of trying to like, you know, bridge Asian culture. Not only like Korean, it's like even Japanese, Chinese, Indian, all that, but they have such a wide vision. And I heard once at like a party, I briefly talked to Steven, one of the founders of Asian Boss, and he told us our vision. It was like 6 years back or something. He told us our vision that they wanted to make like a media company out of a YouTube channel, and I was like, wow, that is so cool. That is so cool. That is like, we call it a kurut in Korean. It's like a bowl. It's like, it's an analogy of what kind of capacity you as an individual has. So like when we say 그릇이 크다 or 그릇이 작다, it means like your bowl is big, or your capacity, like your potential is big or small. And I was like, wow, like that is a person with a big bowl. Me and Danny back then we're just starting off YouTube, and we're just like, you know, enjoying the reactions and growing. And then when I heard that, like, oh, these people are actually trying to make a news agency, a media agency, corporation out of YouTube, and I was like, wow, that is so admirable and that is so respectful. But anyways, the reason I mentioned Asian Boss was they recently uploaded a video about like, this might be our last video in the studio they made or something like that. And I went through the whole thing. It was like I think it was a 30-minute or an hour video. The two founders, I think it's Steven and Kay, they come out and they just do like a candid talk about what's been going on with the channel, like the reason they have to like end their interview series or whatever in the studio because it's been very hard to deliver the funds. And I just get it so much, like, you know, I related to their conversation so much. They've expanded so like vastly. They have so many, you know, employees. They're doing so many things in different countries and all that, so many different formats. And I get it, like it's so hard to maintain all those costs and expenses. And I get that their ambitions were so big, and it's just inevitable to have costs and expenses once you're at that level. And they explain like a lot of people assume they earn a lot of money because they have 3 million subs and stuff, but that's just not the case because there's so much money that's going into it as well. So there are pros and cons of being like an independent, like individual creator versus like a big media company or like a big channel. So of course, right now at my stage, I'm like an independent creator who's doing everything by myself. And there's like, right now, there's not a lot of scalability, right? I'm just in my own little space. I'm doing the work I can afford to do, like editing, live streaming, but it all depends on myself. At the same time, it's low risk. It's like, I don't get bankrupt or anything. Like, it's like I can just put my own self, sacrifice my own labor into it, my time into it, and then everything's just gonna be okay. And the worst outcome there could ever be is just like, you know, not earning any money at all. and it's like low risk, low return. Like I won't be able to earn like $2,000, $3,000 per month with a YouTube channel, but you know, it's enough to put money on the table to sustain my living costs and all with the AdSense. So yeah, I totally got what they were talking about. But the sad thing is, Asian Boss, they had like a history of doing like a funding, a Kickstarter or whatever. It was like GoFundMe, whatever. Once they had like financial issues, and I totally get that too, because like when you're a company with that kind of size and that kind of ambition, it's bound to happen, and that's called like managing, right? So that's why companies have CEOs that cut costs and like fire people and like, you know, do managerial decisions to restructure the company and all. And like if you're not really if you don't have like actual expertise in that, and if you come from a content creating background, it can be very hard. And the fact that they actually elongated their, you know, their channel's success with that fundraising, I thought it was like, oh wow, that's amazing. I saw the amount of money they fundraised and all that, and after that I think they went on for like a year or two or whatever, but that was just so respectful, and it was like very motivational to me. I looked up to them a lot, but then in their recent video they were just very frank about their financial situations and their struggles and all that. And then, okay, what I'm leading to is, what's sad though is what is sad. No matter what these content creators, including myself or them, are going to put out about like their candid situations, people are gonna doubt that. And people are gonna say, oh, they're begging. Oh, they're just like craving for more money. But that's just not the case, you know? There are literal scammers out there that do not provide any kind of content. They claim they're gurus or coaches, and they make you sign up to these weird, you know, courses that is basically free on the internet with Google enough and all. And they make you pay like $100, and they don't give you refunds, but they give you paybacks with like, you know, referral codes. And then if you refer to another person, you get like a payback. So it goes on like it's a pyramid scheme. There are literal scammers on the internet. And yeah, there are literally, you know, streamers that, okay, these are like moral standards, but like there are literally streamers that just dance naked and get tons of money and stuff like that. And you know, there are layers of people, but when genuine content creators like Asian Boss voice their struggles about like production costs, about like employees and all that, at the end they're trying very hard to pay their employees. Of course there might be like, you know, administrative decisions that have not seen like the preferred outcome, but that if you're a human being and if you're not the best CEO on earth, that is just bound to be. It's like trial and error. I totally get that as a content creator, but then I saw the comment section, and there was so much negativity. There was like so much hate saying like, oh, look at the beggars again and stuff like that. And I was like, oh my god, I disliked every single content like that. They don't deserve that. And when I saw that though, like it affected me as well, and I just accepted like I shouldn't honestly I shouldn't like yield because of those like bad apples, rotten apples there. But still, at the same time, you gotta play the game, right? Like you gotta play the game of the internet, and if the internet is like that, and if that's going to derive such results, such negativity and such, you know, misinterpretations that you're begging and such, then I'm like, okay, like I don't have to do that. It's not necessary. So let me just like eradicate it from the roots. So after seeing that, I just saw like, okay, no matter how genuine you are, these founders are sitting eye to eye and they're telling their genuine stories, and even that is not enough to persuade or convince people that this is not begging. It's a literal struggle, and it's a literal, you know, concern of making content and maintaining a company. If that is perceived in that way, then me saying like, okay, if you want to support the stream, send to PayPal's, okay, yeah, it's going to seem it's going to look bad. So I was like, okay, yeah, at least for a while. let's cool down on mentioning all that. But yeah, I became so like aggressive after seeing those comments in the Asian boss video, and also my comments and as well. So that those like kind of intertwined, and then I was like, yeah. But anyways, hey Lauren. Oh wow. Oh, I just pressed on your chat, but it's not appearing. Oh, there you go. Hey Lauren, hey hun, long time no chat. Glad you enjoyed Texas. Love the Insta post. I'm at the airport now, heading to Nashville for an Ace concert, but wanted to send some love. Take care. I love your consistent love towards Ace. Lauren is an OG duck. She's not even like a topping. She's a duck. People from the DKDK days know. Our fandom name was like Ducks, and I really appreciate. I met Lauren like I don't know, like 5 times. I met her at KCon, all the KCons. I met her in Seoul when she was here, probably like 2 times I think. Yeah, but we go way back. But I really enjoyed Texas, and you know, you guys probably seen what I've been enjoying through the Instagram stories. Everybody was so jealous in Korea. Like I was riding that high, you know, like I was in Texas. I was just nonchalantly just posting myself. Oh, I'm at a ranch today. I'm like shooting, and then everyone's like, "Oh, I want to do that too." Oh, I'm so jealous, David. And like, I'm eating like Texas BBQ, and they're like, "Oh my gosh," like that. And I'm wearing that cowboy hat, and everyone was like, "David, you look so good in that cowboy hat." Yeah, like I'm not even talking about like my fans or subscribers or followers, like my friends even. Like they were like, "Oh, I'm so jealous. Like I want that cowboy hat. Like you look actually so good in that cowboy hat." And yeah, all that. So. 저는 한국 사람인데도 포항 사람이어서 초등학교 때 서울로 가서 놀림 엄청 받았는데 힘들었겠어. Yeah, exactly. I got made fun of, bullied at school because of my accent and all, and it was not easy. Kids are cruel and they roast hard in States. Yes. Same. I don't remember a lot from my youth either. I was bullied in middle school, so I think I blocked everyone out. Yeah, that's exactly. It was like a defense mechanism. I was like, yeah, kind of like what I'm doing right now. Maybe I'm that kind of person. Like I form a defense mechanism, or I try to eradicate the root problem at all. Even though I know that's not the way to go, but temporarily I just shut down on it. And I don't know, like maybe that's an unhealthy way of coping with a problems or whatever. Like obviously the answer is to just go through it, like just ignore that and just be yourself, like have the courage, have the confidence. Obviously that would be the way, but we are all like fragile human beings, emotional human beings. And for the short term, you know, some people are just tend to close down, shut down a little bit. And maybe that's what I'm doing right now with the PayPal comments and stuff. I blocked it out, exactly. Thank you, Lauren. You should be proud of it. So yeah, going back, my friend was like, "That is crazy that you're doing this." And so the thing he found most amusing while streaming was like, oh, I was like mentioning, "Thank you for the PayPal." I was like, it added up, and then it took care of the Uber cost and all. And then he was like, "You are so, what do you call it? You are so." We have a saying in Korean, but I can't translate it. It's like, you are so like in your face. You are so like shameless. Yeah, and then he was very amused. Like he was laughing every time I was mentioning like "Thank you for the super chat" or whatever. And he was like, "Okay, you got to do what you got to do." But he was very amused, so I went double down on that last stream, and I guess that triggered some amount of people. But yeah. I'm from Sweden and find the Korean body language strange. You wavering and hand gesture are funny. Can you elaborate? Honestly, I gotta elaborate. This is not Korean body language. This is a mix of American and just my body language in general. Like Korean people do not have body language at all. I will tell you. They don't wave their hands and do all this kind of shit. They just like talk like this. They talk without moving their bodies. They have no body language. They might have subtle things, but this is just me. And I think I'm over the top to some level. For some reason, I formed this kind of habit of having like large body languages because of YouTube, basically. I think it happened during the reaction eras, or like, you know, just YouTube in general, because if I want to like exaggerate or just like send my emotions or like what I'm saying, I just have to like strengthen it on stream visibly. So I just formed this habit of like waving my hands a lot, and then I've gotten a lot of feedback actually from my subscribers time to time, or my mom, or like my friends, whenever I'm doing like presentations or panels, or you know, all that kind of stuff for like either lecturing or like, you know, when I'm doing like mini presentations for some organization. My mom is like, everything's good, but why are you waving your hand so like largely? You know, you can ease down on that. Don't let the few people get to you. YouTube is a job. Donation is a part of the process. Thank you so much. Of course, like the mature people and the people who support me will understand, but it's the new people, and the new people matter too, and I don't want to get a bad impression upon them. At the end, I do admit one of my flaws, and it's like a double-edged sword. It's one of my flaws, but one of my strengths at the same time. I'm a very big people pleaser. I will admit that. I was born to be a people pleaser. That is my characteristic, and I do not like conflict, or I do not like any sort of negativity, which is ironic because I focus more towards like that minor negativity, and like it's like in my mind it's like a weed in the lawn, and it's like it just stands out. It's not going to kill the lawn or anything. It's just like a little weed, but then I like to pluck it out. Yeah. So, yeah. People like Anna, she doesn't give an F about all those hate comments. She actually gets a lot of hate comments. And she's like, I don't give an F about them, you know? Like, she, every time I've seen her, I compared her comments to my comments because we have the exact same streams, but like the host is different, right? The channel's different. And then Anna gets a lot of hate on her channel, especially from Army, because like for the past, you know, few streams she sided on like Minijin for time to time occasionally, and then she said some stuff about like BTS or whatever, and then Army kind of like, I guess, mistranslated her intent. Like Anna's a big Army, and I always say there is levels and layers of being a K-pop fan. Like you can be a casual fan, you can be a die-hard fan, you can be a newbie, you can be like an Ajumma fan, you can be a celebrity fan or whatever. And people have their own levels and layers of being a fan. And I feel like they all have the right to call themselves an Army. So it's very double standard if like die-hard Army and the core fandom go to like a celebrity that barely knows BTS, but they say on TV saying like, oh, I'm Army, like I love BTS, and they don't know a single member's names, but at the end, in the core, they are supporting them in some sort of manner, and they're getting into BTS, and they're getting into the fandom. So I'm pretty sure you can claim yourself an Army in those kind of levels. And then a lot of fans like are very, you know, hyped over like a big name mentioning BTS, even though they don't know them that much, and you know, share the experience as Army. But if a normal person suddenly says something about BTS and like says like, oh, I only listen to their music casually, I don't know what they're up to right now, I'm not following all their schedules, and they say something like slightly negative or like, you know, misinterpreted about the group, and then suddenly the person gets painted as like a anti or like non-Army, that's kind of double standard in my opinion. Of course, at the end, the premise here is like Army is so huge. There's going to be like younger fans, immature fans. There's going to be like, you know, people that are just like negative in general. So you can't group them all. It's always going to be like the small minority who claims that. But if those small minority, those comments pile up on Anna's channel and her comment section, it actually becomes a lot. And yeah, as a person who has observed Anna on a personal level, like she really loves BTS and she likes BTS, and it's just like your love for a group doesn't always have to be like blindfolded, right? Like it doesn't have to be like blinded. blinded support. You can say whatever you want about like a group, and people have to have the ability to distinguish like those two kind of things. But fandoms seem to have a problem with that. Anyways, what I'm getting to is like, bottom line, she gets a lot of hate from ARMY time to time, and if I were in her shoes, I would be like suffering hard because like those negative comments would get to my head. But yeah, she has a personality. She's like, I don't give an F. Like, okay, whatever. They can bark whatever they want. But I'm a more kind of person who just wants to deal with the problem. If there's something I can improve or deliver within my ability to get rid of that negativity, I just do it. Yeah. I am grounded though. Like if it clashes with my like general values, I wouldn't yield. But like if it's a minor thing, I can just maybe, okay, like I just need to switch this much on screen. That's what I can do, and these people are going to be happy too. Like they are subscribers after all. I value all subscribers equally, and yeah, so that's just my way of coping with things, and it could be unhealthy at times, but it is what it is. I swear, put Korean Oppa as a title and you'll get 1 million views like that. Yup, I'm a fan of Asian Boss as well. I watched the video too. It was a bit heart-wrenching. I know, right? Yeah. Rachel, hi David. I'm having issues with my account. I just wanted to say I'm glad you had a great time in Texas, and I'm excited for the next season of KPC. Thank you so much. You won't have to wait too long because everything is on track. It's not like me spreading like blank cards or false hope out there or anything. Like everything is actually in the process and being done and being paid with. I can't reveal what it is because it's going to be a surprise. And I have a town hall kind of thing on Patreon for KPC, so I normally do like 2 exclusive podcast episodes on the KPC Patreon. The first week or the first episode is usually focused on like the town hall meeting kind of things, like the behind the scenes of KPC, what's going in my mind about the channel and stuff, what's being prepared, like what episodes have been filmed and all that. And I can ensure you that something interesting and something like big in scale is coming. I wouldn't call it big in scale, but more versatile is coming your way, so be prepared, guys. And the second one is like a little bit of a more deep dive into like certain subjects that I don't get to talk about on Anna and my stream because time constraint and people can't stay entertained. Yeah. Hi David, what is one of your favorite memories from your early YouTube days? Definitely, like Lauren brings back a lot of memories. I'm sorry if this seems like favoritism or anything, but it's just a fact. Like Lauren was there from the beginning, and I'm probably assuming like she's off already with the Ace concert right now. But like, Lauren was one of those ducks that organized like fan meets and like group chats and stuff. And there was like a select few of people that really was there for us, and I never forget that, and I'm like forever grateful. Like I still remember like a good group of 10 people. I can remember all their names right now. Some of them watch my channel still, some of them don't, some of them support me like behind the scenes, but I'm just so grateful towards them. And that just expanded into like I think back then, because we were young too, and we were just very more energetic, and we could focus more on our fandom and our fans, and there was like more human interaction back then. The group was a little bit smaller, so that kind of intimacy kind of formed a bond, and it was another level of bonding between like the fans. And I'm sorry I can't provide you that nowadays, but to to the folks on KPC, I memorized some of your names. I memorized some of the regulars who visit, right? So we don't have like a group chat or anything, but back then it was like, like it was just all so fun, and that spiraled into like something great, and we had like massive fan meets. Actually, if you see my studio wall in the new episodes upcoming, there's like a big picture of us in a like a boba shop in Los Angeles. We had like a joint fan meeting there, and I'm not joking you, like hundreds of people came. Hundreds of people lined up to come and see us. And of course, like 1/3 or one half of them were like Dre's fans or Cameron's fan, Cameron Phillip, and PD's fans or not. But I joke you not, like more than half of them were there to see us. And I have like vlog footage of myself, like, swirling the camera and say like, can you say quack quack for us? And then everyone was like quack quack, and that was like, wow, a moment I cannot forget. Yeah, like that offline fan meet. It sometimes gets me into tears when I see that picture. When I was actually like printing that from Kinko's and then putting in the frame, it was like getting me back down memory lane. I was like, wow, the good old days, And because the channel became so big, and then we had like initial problems in the Discord chat, that's why I got like in the KPC Discord chat, it's fully like autonomous. Like I don't intervene in anything. We don't have moderators, we don't have like strict rules or anything. And while that has its cons, like back in the day when we had like DKDK Discord chats and stuff, sometimes there were problems, and those conflicts became pretty big because like like managing issues and people having like authority over some other people and stuff like that, and like all that. But right now it's like fully autonomous. I learned my lesson, and then I learned my lesson that if you start to put some kind of favoritism towards some person just because of the fact that they watch your streams a little bit more, they sometimes donate a little bit more, of course that is very, very appreciated, and I need to attend that with my attention and like appreciation. But if it goes to another level, and it goes to a level that other subscribers are feeling that there's some kind of favoritism going on, then problems start to happen. And that was kind of a crack, like crack in the wall that started to like crumble down our community for the Discord chat. Eventually Danny, like my partner, he got so worn out with like the relationship between like our fans. At the end, it wasn't like a healthy, wholesome relationship. It was like a managing issue. You were being like a community manager. It wasn't like genuinely interacting with your fans. And I learned my lesson from that. So while I'm very grateful, and I talk, with some people via DMs, or the best I can do is actually shout out your names on live streams and give my attention during live streams. And that is pretty fair, I would say, because you're putting your extra effort into typing things on live streams, and I'm responding to that. So it's like a fair exchange. But yeah, I don't know where the whole flow of consciousness came. But oh yeah, the favorite memories from my early days is definitely when I did that fan meet, and it was just amazing. But it's very hard. Even idols like have hard times managing like fandoms and like supporters and groups like that. So yeah, I think I'm way behind the chat. Yeah, I think I'm way behind the chat, and this chat ninja thing just refresh the chat because it was just so yeah, okay. Tracy, thank you. More from M. Caro. I hope she heals and does better soon. We love her on here. Yeah, that's the good thing about regulars and the interaction between like you guys and like toppings community, because like we look out for each other, we help out for each other, right? Koreans must think that people that use body language are too excited or something. Yeah, it's not only body language. So for Westerners in general, or like I don't know if it's for Americans only, but maybe Europeans too, like Italians use a lot of like this and stuff. I've seen a lot of people doing like, all that kind of stuff. But not only body language and hand gestures, but in terms of like facial expressions, a lot of people in Korea say like Westerners in general have like bigger facial expressions, bigger laughs, and like, they raise their eyebrows, and like, there's a lot of more facial expression inside dialogues. Like Korean people just like speak like, oh, 안녕하세요, like, oh, haha, and if you laugh, it's gonna be like this, and like, oh, 진짜 그랬어요, like, their faces are gonna be, if there's a radius, it's gonna be like moving it within like this radius, right? Like your face's radius, like your eyebrows are gonna lift this much, and your laugh's gonna be this much. But like if you look at Westerners, they're like, really, wow. And then like one thing I don't understand about like Western dialogue culture is like, no shade, but it got me a while getting used to this. So things like okay, facial expressions are to the max, hand gestures are to the max, you're very expressive, but even in vocabulary, think words like amazing, like fabulous, terrific, outstanding, like mind-blowing, like these kind of words, if you look at the dictionary definition in Korean, if you translate them, it's like amazing is like something that is like splendid, that really blows your mind, and like something that is like miraculous, that happens, such and such, right? So it has a very strong meaning if you just look at the dictionary meaning. But I've noticed, like, even if like it's like a mundane thing, or it's like a trivial thing that is somewhat positive, I can't pinpoint a situation right now, but like if it's just like this Pepsi, it's like a new flavor, and it comes out, and like an American or some Westerner just takes a sip of it, and it tastes good, right? A Korean person would be like, oh, 맛있다, or if they go on the top, they would be like, oh, 존나 맛있다, or like, wow, oh, 진짜 맛있다. That'll be it. But like, I've observed Westerners tend to be like, wow, this is amazing, wow, this is like, like stuff like that, like the vocab you choose to use is like very exaggerated to us, like in our perspective, because like in a dictionary standpoint, like what you're saying is like something of a reaction what Koreans would have towards like a circus, or like a fireworks, or like something like, something like that. But something as small as like, a Pepsi taste, or like you're just complimenting someone else's clothes, like, you look fabulous, girl, tonight. Like, it's like, like it's sometimes we Koreans or Asians, when we look at those kind of expressions, we're like, okay, the person looks good, but it's not like, you look fabulous, you look gorgeous, like these adjectives, gorgeous, fabulous, you're slaying, you're on fire, like these kind of expressions, it's like very awkward to us sometimes. And yeah, that's just the point of what we like to be extra for attention, right? You feel attacked. No, don't be attacked. I think that's a great culture, because it just lifts other people up, and it really encourages you. And I feel like there's a saying even in Korean, like, compliments make the whale dance. 칭찬은 고래를 춤추게 한다. So even in our culture, like when you compliment someone, like they get really happy, and like whales mean like even like the biggest people dance because they're very happy with the compliments. But whenever I look at Western culture and compare it to like Asian culture in terms of dialogue, it's like the vocab they use is just like so over the top, and it's like very good. Korean has less descriptive words than English. That too. It's like a vocabulary difference, I would say. Yeah. That's why I rock with Anna, because she doesn't give an F. It's because you're a male in part, especially as a known fan. David, I just want to say I love the tone and calmness of your voice. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Army here. Yes, Army here as well. I love Anna. At first, I wasn't a big fan of her in the early DKDK days, but she's grown on me a lot. I really appreciate her. Yeah, you know, some people, as I said, like the people who are in my chat saying like, oh, he's begging too much, like he's talking about like money too much. Like those fans probably don't know me that much. They're probably like new people that don't get the inside joke or don't get my sense of humor, which was an ongoing joke for the whole entirety of the live streams. So they might misperceive like that. But even like the case of this comment, like some people might not like someone in the first go, like in the first impression, but as you continue to watch them, like they grow upon you, and even their flaws become like a part of their character, and you just accept that person is like that. And you know, it comes to a point that those flaws are just very trivial and you don't care about them anymore, and sometimes it just becomes like elevated to a level of humor. So until then, like I'll be like, you know, I can satisfy them, I can please them, you know. If they're uncomfortable with some stuff, I'll just, you know, cut down on that for a while. Never worry about what you can't control. That's great advice. Yes. 애나님은 거의 뭐 고난이 없어. Yeah, she's going down that thorn road, right? How was the States trip, David? I'll tell you a little bit about that in the latter part of the stream. Wow, it's already been an hour. Oh my gosh, it's almost 2 a.m. in the morning here. Shout out to my university, UT Austin. You're from UT Austin? Wow! So actually, oh my gosh. Oh, maybe I'm spoiling this a little bit, but you'll see in the vlog. The vlog is coming out. Oh, I'm spilling too much beans. But, okay, there is a vlog. I've filmed the entirety of my whole US trip. Of course, my trip in Texas, because it's a unique experience. I learned a lot about it, but if you want to hear about it, go to Patreon. Check out that exclusive episode. That's going to be recorded after this. I'm going to finish that up. But when I was in Austin, I'll just tell you this much about my experience. When I was in Austin, it was my second day in Austin. The first day, my friend took me to San Antonio with his car, and he took a day off, which I really appreciated from his work. But of course, he's an employee too. He can't take too many days off. And then the second day, I was just on my own, so I had to take the tram to like downtown LA, downtown Austin, and then I was exploring all by myself. I went to the Capitol, and then it was a scorching hot day. Like I underestimated the weather. And then from the Capitol, there's like a Congress kind of thing, and then straight ahead from that is like UT, like University of Texas at Austin. And a funny story is I almost went to that university because that was like one of my applications for university, entering university, and I had the enough like AP or whatever SAT scores to get in. According to the consultant back then, I had like the TOEFL scores and all, and my GPA or whatever was good enough. So they were like pretty confident that I would be able to go there. And the reason I was trying to go to UT was that the consultant said that if you're going to aim for media communication, media studies, like Texas Austin is one of the best in America, along with Northwestern, some other places. But even one of my professors at our Chungang University, like media communication, she did her PhD at Texas Austin. And it's just generally a well-known place for like a lot of studies, but also media as well. So I almost went there, but then at the deciding phase of which university I should go to, I was accepted by Hanyang University. I was accepted by Chungang University. I was accepted at the first phase of Korea University, but I did kind of weird stuff during the interview. That's another story. But for UT, like the consultant was like, if you apply there, you'll probably have a like 80% chance of going in. But the problem was I was like consulting with my parents, and then they were looking at the admission fees, and you know, like American college fees are just they just, you know, go through the ceiling. Like it's incomparable to Korean admission fees. And because we're a middle class family, like my parents, like they're both professors. My mom's like not a full-time professor. She's retired now. She was just like a lecturer, or like a part-time lecturer at a university. But you might not know this, but professors don't earn that much. I didn't know this until I was grown up too, and I felt so bad because like a lot of my parents, like I think 90% of their salary went into my education fees, and that's the case for a lot of Korean parents here. because of academies and all that intensive education. Yeah, anyways, the point is, it was a little bit too much to afford for myself to get into like an American college because of the college tuition fees and all that. And I was like, yeah, like I'm not. First of all, like I was afraid to go to the U.S. all by myself because like I was living in Korea, Busan for like the entirety of like, you know, ever since 10 up to 20. Like I adapted to this society, and I didn't want to adapt to another society again because I went through that traumatizing phase, right? And then, you know, I didn't know what was ahead of me, and then my parents wouldn't even be with me because I would be there all by myself. I had to restart again, get new friends, and then I had to adapt to a new language as well. Like even though I had the English skills, it's totally different with socializing with a person and actually getting into conversation versus like speaking on to a screen with a TOEFL machine and stuff. So yeah, I dreaded that. And also there were costs were mainly the issue. And then my parents were like, oh yeah, you could go to the US if you really wanted to, like your grandpa would maybe like support you and all, but we think this is a good school too in Korea, and if you're going to be based in Korea, like, you know, you really don't need an American graduate degree, what do you call it, a diploma, a bachelor's degree. So I was like, yeah, totally. It didn't even occur, like it wasn't even sad to me. I was like, that was just a realistic choice, and I didn't even want to go to the States back then. So anyways, that's what's like tied to what I myself is like tied to like UT Austin. I almost became no, it's not even almost became, it was one of the candidates I wanted to apply to, but because of realistic and my own personal reasons I didn't choose to go to. But because that all lingered in my mind, and I was in the place after 20 years have passed, and I was finally in the city called Austin, I was like, yeah, in the multiverse where David actually went to UT, like let's see what the campus looks like, let's see what a world-class college looks like. And you know, I just went there and explored the place. But the funny thing is, when I was walking from the capital to UT, it's like a straight line, and according to Google it took like 30 minutes. 30 minutes is nothing to like a Korean person, you know, like we walk that every single day. We walk to the subway, we take the subway and go to work and all that. So I was like, yeah, let's just do it. And then I walked, and then I underestimated the weather so hard. And even worse was like what was happening. It was like there was a construction in the middle, so I had to take like a whole detour to get across the crosswalk and all that. And after walking 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes, I didn't even reach like the half point. I was like, no, I cannot do this. Like, I'm a frugal person. I don't like to spend money. And I feel like Uber is like the most, like, it's the most painful expense to me. Like, I can walk, and I don't want to spend Uber cost. Like, especially if it's a 30-minute distance, I will just walk, and I can fast walk, and I can save time. Like, Ubers will take the equal amount of time as me walking and fast paced. But the weather was just like unbearable. I couldn't take it. I was sweating like crazy, and I was like, no, this is not it. Yeah, like this is the time my mom taught me, like, don't be too frugal on money. When you have to use it, use it. Like, either when it's like saving time or saving your energy or saving yourself for health reasons. And I felt I was getting dehydrated. I felt like I was going to collapse because of the sun. It was like 3 p.m. or something. I wasn't going to make it. I was like, okay, I'm done. I sat on the bench. I was like, Uber. I turned on Uber. It was like $7 plus tip. I was like $9 to UT. And I was like, it's like only 20 minutes ahead of me, and I can just do this walk if it was like in the right weather. But I was like, okay, let's spend this $9. I spent it. The funny thing is, I don't know anything about UT, right? The campus or anything. So I just put like University of Texas at Austin in Uber, and then yeah, it just placed a flag on somewhere, and it took me there, and then it cost me like $10, and I was very sore about it. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna make the most out of this $10, and then I'm gonna roam around this like campus so much. And then once I got out, it was in the middle of nowhere. Like, I was in the middle of nowhere in this campus, and I didn't have any idea where this was. I was in front of like a, you know, arts arts hall or something, and then I took some stairs, and then apparently there was this famous like JFP library or something, and then Google said like this was there was like a mini museum inside, so I was like, okay, let's go check it out. And I went there, I climbed these all stairs and like this hill and all. It was like so hot. I went there and it was closed. It was closed at 4 p.m. I just arrived at like 4:05 and it was closed. And the security guard, he didn't give an F about my sweaty ass. He was just like staring there inside like the automatic doors, and it was like, we're closed. So there was a bench in front of there, and I got so pissed and so hot. So I then Googled where places to go in like University of Texas, and I found out there's like this big tower, and there's like a fountain booth, and like, you know, there's like a main gate. So I caught another Uber within the campus. And then I think that's the minimum fare. If it's like close, it's like $7 or something. So the minimum fare was that, and I was like, oh, I'm double spending this, and I'm like, I'm not gonna eat dinner this evening. And yeah, I took a taxi again and went to like the tower, and then saw that and saw the fountain and all that and vlogged it. That was funny. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know where I'm getting to. Yeah. The night drive sees Frank, hey! Oh, Bob, hey! Yeah, see, like Frank/Bob is one of my OG subscribers on DKDKTV. I've never met him, but I think Danny's met him before, and I've heard stories about like Danny actually staying at his place and him being so kind. He actually sent us a lot of funds for like, you know, when we were in the States, when we were just like creating content, so really appreciate that. And yeah, good old days. Hard to believe that was 5 years ago. Abel, exactly, like, yeah, OG Duck fam uniting in the chat, you know? Yeah, you've come a long way, David, you should be proud. Thank you so much. I've watched you and Danny since DKDK News and You Explain series. Thank you. KPC is the only podcast I watch regularly. Love your topics and commentary. Thank you so much. DKDK 시절은 예전이라 그렇게 느껴졌는지 모르겠지만 좀 더 매운맛이었던 것 같아요 개인적으로. Yeah, she's saying like DKDK was a little bit of a spicier taste because Danny was the addition there. I'm like the more neutral, mild moderator figure who's like conflict free, all that, controversy free. The BTS concert when RM acknowledged you. Yes, I swear he gave us a firm nod. Like, a lot of people might say we're delulu, but back then I have a lot of evidence. Like, just before that concert, they put out content saying like they've been watching lyric videos and all, and we were the only ones doing lyric videos back then. Yeah, and we were the most known ones. And then RM was like, and no, maybe he just did that because we were the only male. No, we weren't actually the only males. Like, I invited a bunch of people to that pit, and there were a lot of other males as well. And yeah, I think because we stand out as like two males, and like Danny has his own like glasses and look and all, and I have my own look, and we had a camera. It's an easy combination to remember. Like, you know, oh, they're probably YouTubers. They're two males. They're fans of BTS. Oh, I've seen them somewhere. And in the split second, I think, like, unconsciously, he knew that it was us, and then he was giving us a hard nod. So that's a mystery, but I am, like, 70% confidence that that was not out of, like, noticing us. So, yeah, I'll just live in my Delulu world. But it's not to the level of Anna saying, like, you know, she went to the Love Yourself concert in Seoul or whatever, and then V was riding the elevator or something, and then he looked at her in the eye. Like, no, I'm sorry, I have to shatter your Delulu mind, girl, because like in a concert, like, he is not gonna know. Like, look at yourself, you're surrounded by so many people, like thousands of people around you. He's not going to like notice you and like look you in the eye among the crowd. Like, it's just his eye movement, like randomly moving around like a certain area, and then they locked on like for 0.1 seconds in your aisle. It was so funny. I just make fun of her every time she brings that up, and she gets triggered. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm so way behind the chat, but it's good to go like ping pong behind, back and forth. We're very expressive even with emoji stickers. Yes, that is true. We express everything very hard. We're very friendly, very excited, very everything. Lol, but it's all good. Exactly. And I told you guys, like in the live stream, I think it was on the live stream or maybe in the vlog. Like it was an Instagram live stream. Like I can never get used to like the casual greetings and small talk in the elevator or the hallway. Like, please just go your own way. Like, you don't have to greet me. I know it's your culture, so I try to adapt as well, and I try to be polite as well, but sometimes I just flicker and I just buffer, and sometimes I just miss the moment. So I was explaining in one of my Instagram live streams, follow me on JustDavid92 if you don't. I posted all my stories of Texas, and like I did a live stream in Anaheim in the hotel, and I was by the poolside, and I was going back to my room, and it just reminded me because every time I was riding with someone in the elevator, they were like, how you doing? Like, good morning, or like something like that. Like, and I explained during that live stream, I was like, how do I have to respond to a question like, how are you doing? And like, initially, I was like, the person asked, how are you doing, right? So I was like, oh, good. And then that was it. And then it was like so awkward. Like my common senses were saying, I needed to say something else to wrap up the talk in a neat way, but it was like the person was like, "How you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, good." And then that was it. It was like an awkward silence, and I heard other people, like, you know, the locals there, like on the elevator when it was a party of 3 or more, like they were like, "How you doing?" And then they were like, "Oh, how you doing? Good." You know, "Oh, the weather is so hot." Like, "Oh, whatever." But they started going on like this random topic until like they got off, and then they said like, "Okay, have a nice day." And then that sounded like a natural conversation, but for me it was like, "How you doing?" Like, "Good." And then it was awkward. And then a lot of people told me in the live stream, just say whatever they're saying, like repeat that. And that means like if the person says, "How you doing?" I say, "How you doing?" too, right? Like, "Good, how you doing?" Something like that. And then the person would say good too. But then I don't know why, but that just seems so awkward to me, and I just can't get accustomed to it. And yeah, I've had a problem for my whole time in the States when I was staying there, and like people in the hallway, like, you know, just like in Korea, if you just meet a person and your eyes lock, you just like ignore it. Like, it's just like the procedure in your mind is like, oh, there's another person walking down the hallway. I just looked at her or him because she's a human being and there's an existence coming my way, you know? And that's it. You would just go our ways. But when someone is coming down the hallway and you guys meet in the US and your eyes meet, they would always like give me a smile and like give me a head nod or like, yeah, good morning, or like, good evening, something like that. And it's very friendly. It's very friendly. But as an Asian that's not accustomed to the culture, you get very like startled at the moment. And it's like, and then you try to respond, but like it's such a split second. You just pass by. And then you're like, and you kind of mumble, and then it just passes by. And then yeah, there were a lot of awkward situations like that. Yeah. You know, a lot of people might say, like, by my accent and my English fluency, like, I'd be accustomed to the culture, but honestly, it's not. It's not. Yeah, that's so funny. I feel very jet lagged. Yes, it's been only 2 days, and I haven't been getting a lot of sleep. The cowboy hat plus sunglasses made you look Latino. Really? That's funny. But Tex-Mex was really good. Okay, I won't spill all the beans here. I found my passion to learn Korean through UT Austin. Wow, that's really good. That's great. That's great. I was in Austin during a day like that. The outdoor pool felt like bathwater. Yeah, college is so expensive in the US. Yeah, I can never afford it. Yeah, and I've seen a lot of TikToks nowadays from Gen Z saying that college is overrated nowadays and not a lot of people value it that much as in the old days. So if you're not going to be like, you know, I don't know, a banker or like a financial person or a lawyer or whatever, like the top of the top in your tier, if you're just gonna live like a normal life in your own state and like your own local, you know, business district, like a lot of people are saying like, you know, you can get a degree from any college or either just go into the workforce very early and just, you know, obtain working experience, and a lot of people would just like favor that. Yeah. Or like I've heard from a local Texan that, you know, there are a lot of good universities in Texas to start with, but you don't always have to graduate an Ivy League, a national level Ivy League place to get a good job in Texas, for example. If you just, you know, go to a decent college in Texas, and a lot of like alumni are spread around the state, right? So they will favor people who have gone to like local colleges as well. So that's what I've heard. And because the US is just so vast, you know, that I think that should be the case, right? It's like Korea. Like Texas is like 7 times bigger than Korea. So I would assume there are good universities there, and it's okay to like have, you know, local college graduates. Yeah, that stuff. I'm still paying your student loans. They never go away. That is crazy. That is crazy. Yeah. Don't change anything about yourself. You're fine. We like you just the way you are. Thank you so much. Oh, Nightbot. Yeah. Patreon. Check out Patreon if you want to support. Oh, and I think I've seen so many PayPals coming in. Wow. Okay. Wow. This is actually a lot. So, sorry for not addressing this earlier. I was just so caught in the topic and the flow was just so natural. I couldn't just cut it. But I'll shout out to everybody here. Sandra, thank you for the $10. Doesn't matter what other people think, David. Thank you so much for the extra $10. Pizza. Katie, thank you for the 20 pizza and the love heart. I'll shoot that back again. Thank you, Katie. Wait. Wow, there's so many. Danny, thank you for the 50. Wow, donating towards your travel expenses. I enjoy your YouTube channel from the USA. Yeah, I think it was like July the 4th, 3 days ago. I was in the plane when I was July the 4th, and I saw the footages and like all the fireworks. It was crazy. I saw a footage of LA, that the city of LA banned fireworks, and this is what happened. And the whole city was lit. It was crazy. Like the whole city grid from the sky view. It was like fireworks everywhere. It's crazy. Like I saw the Chicago footages over the river and stuff. That was amazing. I did a very big mistake of like booking my flight on July 3rd. Yeah, it was like July 3rd, 11 p.m. So I didn't actually get to see it, or did I? But yeah, it was a miss on my end. Jane, thank you for the 15. I get a lot out of your live streams, David. Keep on going. Thank you so much. Kathy, thank you for it doesn't show the amount because your name is so long. Thank you for the 20. Thank you so much for the super chat, the PayPal. Yes, thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate everything. And I'm getting like emails as well. Yeah, I'll check them later. But quick shout out to the PayPals, I cannot neglect. And 223 people watching in the middle of the night. Well, I guess it's like lunchtime for some of you guys, but I hope you're enjoying it. Please leave a like if you can. Yeah, we have a little Koreatown here in Vegas. Come here, go to UNLV. It's fun, close to the other states you like, and I can safely say that I'm friendly. Yeah, if I have any occasion in Vegas. So I met a bunch of subscribers on this trip. I met, I think, at least 5. So VidCon was a big place. I met like 3 subscribers there. One person I didn't get to meet, but apparently her mother was a very big fan of DKDK and KPC, and it helped her get through the pandemic. And she talks about our news like what Anna and I do every week over the table, over the dinner table, and she always says like, "Oh, David said this on YouTube," and then she spreads like the news, and she makes like a debate table amongst the family, and then the family is very like amused and entertained by that. So the mother's daughter reached out to me via DM, and she was in VidCon. We unfortunately didn't get to bump into each other, but I was like, oh yeah, we can meet, like if like I have some time between the meetings, I'll be here or whatever. But yeah, it didn't happen. But at the end, I was so grateful for her message, seeing her message that her mom was very like, I guess, I don't know why, but it helped her get through the pandemic. A lot of people were very just depressed and lonely in general, and it just really like hit me hard. And then I sent her like a video FaceTime message, and I was in line in the airport. So if you're watching, I'm sorry about like my tone or voice, because like I was in line, and then I realized, so many people were watching me. So I was like, oh, thank you so much, like, for loving my content. I'll try to do my best. And it sounded a little bit like aggressive, but I'm sorry. But yeah. And then like at VidCon, I was like, so many people were like, hey David, and they gave me hugs, and it was like, I love your channel. And then people were like, I love the Piroso logo and like everything you're doing on Piroso. So that was delightful too, to hear like feedback about my online store. And they were like, I bought your like merch, I bought your whatever cup, I bought your like thing from Piroso, I'm loving it, that it just came like in 1 week, like I love your service, that's awesome. So it was great to hear like offline feedback from real people. Of course, I met one of my biggest supporters in Texas. We had a blast. You'll probably see him in the vlog. He was just the most amazing host ever on earth, period. Really appreciate him. And I was just so grateful. I bought like a bunch of Korean goods and just like gave it to him. He was the one who bought me the cowboy hat, and there's actually a parcel that has arrived in the studio. He was so kind enough to say like, oh, this is gonna be like a big luggage for you, and it's not going to be able to carry to Korea, so he just directly sent it to me. And he was right, like it arrived even before I stepped foot in this studio. And there's a surprise gift for Anna in there, so next Tuesday when we do the live stream, I'll surprise her with the gift. Yeah, she doesn't know about it, we'll see her reaction. But yeah. JK knew Cameron Phillip, of course they know Danny and David. Wow. Let Anna live. Oh, they just respond with hey. Okay, that's enough. Are you from New York? Because like the climate here seemed a little bit different. They were very just friendly, especially parents with kids. I think they were trying to set a good example to their kids of being very friendly and responsive. But in general, I've seen like parents go on to full-on small talks and like, oh, we're just visiting here for like the Disneyland, obviously, and then the kids are like enjoying it, and then the people will be like, oh, how are you enjoying Disneyland? Oh, like the Galaxy of Guardians, the new ride is like amazing. And they go on full-on. It's just so mind-blowing when you see that happen in the elevator. Yeah. You will not make it in the South, David. We love to talk to people. I've noticed that. I was in the South, technically. Texas is the South. Yeah, my friend was like, if you had more time, he really wanted to go to New Orleans. He wanted to actually taste that Southern food and the Cajun style and everything there. But unfortunately, we didn't have that much time. So he was like, come back again. Like, Texas is a little bit too far, but actually there is a direct flight to Dallas from Korean Air, but the problem is Korean Air is like expensive as hell. It's like $500 more expensive than Asiana, which is the one I rode back and forth. But there's another airline called Air Premia that it's like a new airline that just popped out of nowhere, and it has a direct flight to LAX, and it's like $500 even cheaper than Asiana. So next time I'm going to take that. This time I had to go with the business crew, so I had to match their schedule, so I had no choice but to choose Asiana. But Next time I'm flying Air Premium for sure. Yeah. Oh, it's buffering? Oh, I hope we went through that phase. Sholin, thank you for the 10 super chat. Pizza, have an Uber on me. I started watching for BTS content, stay for your content. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, and have I mentioned I'm adding a new tier? It's not a tier. Like, I'm just adding more perks to the $5 tier on Patreon. I was like, I'm just so thankful to you. Patreon is a very steady income for me. It's like a safety net for me. It relieves my anxiety. So I feel like supporting on Patreon is the best way, and just to provide more value other than the early. So I can promise you this: there will be more early accesses. I've been hinting about like these new type of content that's coming out. That's going to be included in the $5 tier. And for the $5 tier, I'm just going to add in another perk for you guys. So there's going to be monthly reactions to K-pop music videos releases. So that's what I did with the DKDK Patreon for this month, because there wasn't a lot of news to cover that day. So I reacted to like Lisa's comeback, Rockstar. I reacted to ATEEZ, 17, New Jeans, the Japanese debut, and aespa's stuff. And I did like 6 and 7-in-1 reactions in a single video. So I don't have time to do those reactions real time, but I do have time to like go through them all at once at the end of the month and then post it. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'll be doing like a compilation of all the music video releases in that month, and then react to that and post it on Patreon. So yeah, if you're interested, the $5 tier is there for you, and it's a great way for you to get extra content and support me in the long term. So yeah. My boyfriend is from Mexico and is new to English, and he doesn't understand why we don't answer the question. Yeah, exactly. You're like, how you doing? And then yeah, like, how you doing too? Like, you're just like, it's just like ping pong, you know? When I went to Korea with my mom, she kept trying to talk to everyone on the elevator, and I kept telling my mom they don't do that there. We are Latinos, we are too friendly. That is just so funny. I can just imagine the situation. You're in the elevator and you're like, hello, and the person's just like, what? Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, imagine going to a church in the US. You really are expected to greet everyone. Oh my gosh. Korean and Tex-Mex are my favorites, then Southern cooking. Wow. Yeah, we need some real Southern cooking here. When I went to the Texas BBQ over here, I guess that's not Southern, but it's just a Texas staple, right? So I was like, we need this in Korea. And then like the supporter was like, I've seen a video of like you having a local BBQ in Itaewon, and we all know what that is. It's Linus BBQ. It's a very old establishment. I think they had some financial issues during COVID, but they're still there. But I was like, why don't we have more of this in Korea? We really need something like a Texas BBQ or a Tex-Mex in Korea. And I felt like if you start a business like that in Korea, it would go viral. The hype would be there. There would be lines in no time, because Lee food is just, it's just wow. Yeah, it's just so amazing. And if we had that in Korea, everybody would go. I can guarantee. But like, I am not. It is like, you know, the open ratio and the close ratio, shutting down a business in the restaurant or the food industry is like 90%. So if you're not really trained, or if you don't have expertise into like, I guess, running a restaurant, customer service, food, cooking, hygiene and all that, like there are so many reasons, like wages and all that. There are so many reasons that a restaurant is a very competitive and a difficult business. If you're not like really skilled with that, it's very hard to do it. But like if an actual skilled person were to adopt and bring in like Texas BBQ, Southern food in general, that would just be amazing. So like the only thing closest to Southern food we have in Korea is a brand called Shai Bana, and I've shown that to some Southern folks. in the past lives, and they were like, that is not Southern food. So yeah. And Ida, thank you for the 10. Wow, okay, thank you so much. Pizza. Same greeting culture is here in Romania. Grew up learning that you should always greet, say thank you, and ask, especially if you're in a space where you see those people daily, like school or work. Yeah, I guess like it's a culture in some place. In just Asia, I think we just don't greet that much. Yeah. Because our David, I love you. Wow. Okay. Thank you for the love. I'm currently working in Dallas-Fort Worth area and the inn. Oh, I was at Fort Worth. It was amazing. You'll see it all in the vlog. I was just so excited. Yeah. LA always pops fireworks. Wow, I'm so behind this chat. Yeah, I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit in the chat. Sorry for skipping. You guys are just chatting amongst yourselves. Yeah, it was an amazing time in Texas. Are you going to show us what was in that package? What package? The one sent for Anna? Yeah, I will. In live stream. I have another package to show you guys, by the way. I'll show you in like a bit. Come to New Orleans next time. I'll take you around to all the best places to eat. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was talking about, even in Austin, I met up with a subscriber, and she was a longtime viewer as well. And she was like, is this weird to meet up with you? And I was like, no, not at all. Yeah, I love meeting with subscribers. I did get a lot of cautions from my friends though, like, be cautious who you meet with, you never know, and stuff like that. But yeah, if there's enough rapport before meeting, like we, give and take, emails or DMs, and you check out, like you pass the vibe check, then I feel like it's okay. Especially me as a dude, like, no offense, but like the dynamics are, if I'm meeting with a female subscriber, I have a sense that it's not going to be as dangerous, right? But if it's like a male to a male, like, and I can be over like forced or whatever, then I have a sense of like a little bit of cautiousness. But yeah. What was I doing in Texas? I was just sightseeing. Yeah, I was just enjoying my life. I was there for vacation. My friend's residence was so good. It had a pool and all. I was like, yeah, this is the life. Korea is the size of Idaho. Yeah, exactly. It's tiny. It is tiny. And Korean people often get triggered whenever I say that. I once appeared on like another video about like Korea, and I slightly mentioned like, just, it was a passing by comment. I was like, oh, since Korea is like very small in size, I think I was talking about the internet or whatever, like how the internet is so fast and we have all the good infrastructure. And I was like, oh, I think because Korea is so small and like, we can afford like all the like the landlines and whatever, blah blah blah. And then like that video went viral and a lot of Korean people saw it, and then they got so triggered out of the statement that I said Korea is small. And like, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna feel sorry about that because Korea is small. Like, relatively, in a global scale, like the landmass is smaller than most of the states in the United States, or like some European countries, right? So yeah, we're talking about South Korea too. So South Korea is like, you need to chop half of the Korean peninsula. Japan's bigger than this. China's obviously like huge. There's India, like Southeast Asian countries. I think Singapore is smaller than Korea. Like I heard Singapore is the size of Busan, but from the beginning, Singapore is like a city nation. But most of the countries out there are bigger than South Korea, so I won't take back my statement that Korea is small. It is small. Lou, thank you for the $10. Pizza. Thank you. Yeah, running a restaurant is a lot of hard work. You gotta be on your A game. Exactly, that's what I heard. Oh wow. Thank you, Laura, for the 36. Wow, pizza. That's a lot. Thank you so much. Hi, David. I've watched from DKDKTV days and always enjoyed your content. I'm not normally one to comment on YouTube, but I hope you don't let That's probably negative comments get to your head or something like that. It got cut. I can see the full thing on the email, but thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much. Laura, is that Laura? Yeah, thank you so much, Laura. Have you heard that G-Dragon's releasing a new Air Force 3? Wow, I'm excited. Maybe I can get my hands on that one. Or maybe we could sell it on Piroso as like a limited event. Yeah. Will you watch the Euro 2024 Championship? Are you talking about the football that's going on right now? Which Messi and Ronaldo failed to score the penalties? Yeah, I'm not watching it because like the Euro is like kind of detached from us. The World Cup is something to watch because we are participating in it too, but you Europeans have to be also good and just do a league by yourself. I'm just joking. Well, they are just like very much better than most Asian teams in general, so I totally get that. Well, no one likes to be called small. I know. You speak again about... No, I'm not talking about dick size or anything. I'm talking about the land mass. Sometimes truth hurts. Yep. Background music is a little bit too loud. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'll lower it down a little bit. Sorry about that. It's just that I don't have any way to monitor it on my setup because like then there's going to be a double echo and it's going to go on. So I'm not actually hearing the music. It's just on for you guys. So yeah. The Paris Olympics. So for Korean people, it's mostly like they only watch sports for the Korean athletes. I guess that's the whole point of the Olympics because it's like a country-to-country competition. But even for football, even for baseball, like if you watch the English Premier League, you are a fan automatically of Tottenham, or if you're watching the France League, you're automatically a fan of PSG. If you're watching the Bundesliga, you're automatically a fan of Bayern Munich because those are the teams Korean players are playing on. You're only watching those games. If you're watching the MLB, you're only watching, I guess, the Padres or what else? Which is the team Lee Jong-hoo is on? I forgot. It's like the San Francisco something. Yeah, San Diego Padres and whatever. Or you would be watching for Otani because like he's close to being Korean, I guess, Japanese, and we have Asian pride. Yeah. When is KPC Season 2 gonna be up? I assure you, it's going to be soon. It's going to be soon. I have this kind of perfectionist mindset. I'm so sorry. Like, all the footage, all the editing is done, but it's just that I need the channel to be actually renewed and like actually in tone with the content to be dropped. Like, it's just my ick. I'm sorry. Like, I just need to change the channel art and like, you know, make new graphics for like the video and stuff, and that takes a while. So it's getting there, but within 1 or 2 weeks, I promise. Have you heard that Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman are currently in Korea for the film Deadpool 3? Yeah, there's been a lot of posts on social media. I've seen that they've been to Waterbomb as well, the Waterbomb festival. Yeah. Jin will be a torchbearer. Yes, I've said that in the last live stream, and it's just such an honor, and I think he's well deserved it. Yes, he's completed his military service. He's a member of BTS. He spread the message of positivity, love yourself, and all that. So perfect for an Olympic mascot and a torchbearer. Yeah, soon is so vague. Within 1 or 2 weeks, I promise you. Promise. Hi from Texas. Howdy. Howdy, all. Okay, so let's do some unpacking. You know, since I've catched up with the comments, so I have a big package here from Jin. So let's see what I got. I don't know the contents of what I am seeing here, so this is going to be interesting. We have a whole full package of stuff. Yeah, you can see by what I'm... Whoa, what is all this? Yeah, this is... Whoa, it keeps on coming out. Let's see what this is all about. So I have a package to unfold. I'll be talking while I unbox it. Unboxing time. Let's get pizza, yes. Let's see what this is. This is very neatly wrapped. Okay, it says, oh, this is a Korean consonant pattern teapot. Oh, okay. It's a teapot. Oh, this is actually very elegant. Oh, this is the first time I'm seeing it in real life. No, the first time I've like holding it in real life because I've seen it at the pop-up store. But it's the teapot from Soroshi. Oh, the one we sell on Piroso. Okay, wow, this is so cute and elegant, you know? Wow, these are all like Korean letters. Kiuk, Ing, Miem, Kiuk, Hit, and Chiet. And you got them all over. You got them on the lid as well. Oh, this is so cute. This is so cute. I should actually brew some tea in this. You know, get a better look of it. Wow. Some craftsmanship over here. And apparently this brand, Soroshi, is very famous. They're very popular in Japan right now. It's selling like crazy. So you US folks gotta keep up. You know, Japan folks know what's up. But Japan has traditionally always been very strong in like very deep into crafts and all that kind of all sorts of that. You know, with their katanas and teapots and everything. Like Japan has a huge craftsmanship culture. Yeah, craft culture. They're very big into like very delicate, sophisticated looking coasters or whatever, chopsticks. Oh, this is another version. Okay. Oh, wow. So this is another variation. So these are very cute. So if you're learning Korean and if you want to practice them or if you want to add like a unique touch to your kitchen table, if you like tea, if you like to brew tea, this is like a ceramic Korean, you know, teapot from Soroshi. This is actually very sleek and very cute. Yeah, I really like the design. I actually want to own one of these for myself. Look at that. It's from Soroshi. You can get this on piroso.net. We're selling. I don't think it's that expensive either. I need to check on the website, but yeah, we have another one. That's super cute, says Chandler. Yeah, exactly, right? It's so cute. Oh, and Teacup literally said it's cute. That's so funny. I'll leave that up there because like that's just so, you know. Oh, okay. So there's another variation here. This is a gigantic H here. So this is like a line dripping down. The other ones had like consonants all over the place, but yeah, this is like a hiet. Hiet, I like hiet because in Korean text, there's two ways of laughing. It's the kiet. It's like, you know, I'll type it in the chat. So when Korean people laugh, it's either this, so if there's a lot of laughs, you'll see it in the chat. It's either this is kia. It sounds like the K, so it's like or you type in hiet, and this is like everyone has their own different interpretation of how it sounds. Like I always thought it was but like my past girlfriends were like, oh, it's he or ho stuff like that. But anyways, I like this here because it's a sound of laughter and it reminds me of joy and laughter and good like fun stuff. So this is a very good teapot. So yeah, I'll show you both of them right now, and they look really good. Go check them out on piroso.net. They're really affordable if you're a tea lover and if you love to brew tea. So check them out. Check them out. And what is this? The last one I have. Last one I have. What was the meaning with how many k you use? So, this is very complicated. So this is a very nuanced thing that only Koreans would know. So even though k is a sound of laughing, so if you just type in one, like k, like this, it usually has like a very sarcastic or salty meaning to it. It's like, huh, something like that. You would perceive it as like, yeah, huh, something like that. Or it's like, that's not funny. Like if someone did a dad joke and it's like not funny, you'll be like, something like that. So that's the k here. Like if you just use one k, then that might, if the person is like a snowflake, the person might get offended, or the person might misinterpret your intentions of laughing, right? So just to be safe, you need to use multiple k's. So k. So two k's are like, it's like safe, but it doesn't really symbolize you like actually laughing. It's like a period. It's like you're positive about the flow of the conversation. It's not particularly laughing or anything. It's not, the person wouldn't think you're like, ha ha ha, that's so funny if you do two k's. I know it's very complicated, right? But it's just like we end our, like in internet text, we end our conversations with k. So just to be safe, I would recommend k. So 3 k's are like on the safer side. They would know that you are amused or you were like entertained, you're laughing actually, and like you're responding to a funny thing that the person said. So up from 3 k's I think is fine. But if you really want to show that you're really like laughing, then more than 4 k's or just like, you know, spamming it is the way to go. Yeah. Like this is like, you do more than like 5 or 6 k's to show that you're actually crackling up. Yeah. So and you can go to like the full extent, like and like do like 3 lines or whatsoever, and then like if you're rolling on the floor, the more k's you add, wow, that's like very, you know, evened out. Like I just randomly typed that in. But if you're rolling on the floor and you really want to express that is hilarious, then like type this amount of stuff. But it's very hard when you're on your phone, because like for a keyboard, like I was just like pressing on it and then it automatically does the k's, right? But for iPhone or whatever Galaxies, for iPhone it's like easier because like you just press the k's, like you just tap it, and like it generates the k's. But for some type of phones like Galaxies, you know how Korean is like made up of like, you know, if there's a kiok. So Korean is a very scientific language. I'm trying to find the kiok here. So if you look at this, and you look at this letter, that's the kiok. It has the G sound, right? And if you add another dot here, if you add a little dot here, it becomes the k. So it's very similar, right? So G turns into K with another dot added to, another line added to it. So that's how Korean keyboards function as well. There's a keyboard called the Cheonji-in keyboard, and that is true to the nature of how the Korean alphabet Hangul was constructed. So the King Sejong the Great, he constructed Korean in like a very scientific way, like building blocks. It's like you add a dot here and it becomes a different sound. You add a dot here, it becomes a different sound. Like there's like iung, and then you add like a hat over there, it becomes a hiit. So it's like similar, all sorts of stuff. So we have that in keyboards as well. So for some Galaxy phones, they have that kind of keyboard, and a lot of old people use it. So solely for the purpose of like pressing kiok, it's very hard because they have to do 2 phases, like giok dot, giok dot, giok dot, giok dot, and then it's harder for old people who use that keyboard to spam k. So usually, if you look at older people, they just don't understand this nuance in the first place. But also, technically, it's even harder for them to type, because they have to do like 2 more, you know, stages to like actually complete a kiok. I don't know if you're getting what I'm saying, but anyways, I try my best. Yeah, exactly. Like I plus dot would be ah. Yeah, right. So anyways, this is the last unboxing. It's called the 십장생 가야 굽다리 plate. So 십장생, there's a funny thing about this. 십장생 means the 10 symbols of longevity, the 10 forms of life of longevity. So these animals or life forms stand for longevity in East Asian culture. I think it's from China, but it crosses over to Korea, right? So there are animals like I can't memorize all of them, but I think they probably have them here. Like cranes, deers. I think that's a tiger. Then there's some like turtles and some sort of birds, fish, and leaves and all that. So that's called the 십장생. It's called 십 is 10 and 장 means like long and 생 means life. They're all Chinese character words. So it's technically not Korean, but it is Korean. But anyway, 십장생 means like 10 life forms of longevity. But the funny thing is, in the old days when I was young, you all know the curse word shibar, right? So everyone knows what shibar is because they watch so much Netflix and K-dramas, and we all, the actors always say like shibar, and then they always curse, right? So, and like there's variation like shibar 새끼야 or like shibar loma, and then you could go like the extreme like with a girl like shibar 연아 and stuff like that. So everything starts with shibar, and to give you the origin of shibar is it's not actually shibar, it's ship-har. So ship means fuck, and har means like do. And what's abbreviated in the beginning is like, this is universal. I don't know why, but across cultures, like, the word motherfucker, right? Or bitch. So motherfucker is the equivalent of shibar because, as I said, ship is fuck and har is like do. So a person that would fuck and then something is abbreviated and that word is mother. So someone who would fuck their own mother, someone who would like, have sex with their mother, that is the real meaning of shibar. I don't know why I'm talking about this. I'm sorry if this is too profane. But yeah, that's the original meaning of shibar, and it became like very, condensed, and like people wanted to say it fast, like shibar, 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 and then it became shibar. But anyways, because that's a bad word, and I don't tend to use bad words, I don't curse. I think cussing and everything just brings me bad energy. But in the old days when I was young, you just still want to relieve, right? So like the equivalent would be like, shut the fuck up would be in shut the front doors. People say something like that, or like people say like, oh, it's fucking good, instead of saying that it's freaking good. It's like, or like something like that. They have like equivalents to like neutralize it and not actually say the cuss word. So the equivalent for that in Korean was 십장생. So you like, if you want to say I 시발 새끼야, like you want to curse at someone like you fucking motherfucker, if you want to say that, you would actually say 야 이 십장생아. And that's funny because it's actually complimenting in a sense if you think about it, like, oh, you're a form of one of the 10 longevity forms of life. You're a long living animal. So you're actually blessing the person, like you'll live long while you're cussing at them. So yeah, that's what we used to do in like elementary, middle school. And sometimes my mom, when she's like joking with me and she wants to cuss too, like she wants to like hit me in the head or something, like she's like, 야 이 십장생아. She'll say like that. So it's like cussing, but not cussing in a way. But anyways, I love shipar. Okay. David explaining Korean shipar to us so professionally. I'm here for it. There are also keyboards that have the Hangul letters like the ones on the mug he showed. Exactly, yeah. Shibar, yeah. Anna's here. I'm going to bed now. Anna just came and she's like, I'm just like explaining what shibar is. 안녕하세요. 전 이제 자려고요. Yeah, okay, Anna. See you on Tuesday. Anna is drunk? Yeah, maybe it's she probably was partying at like rodeo or whatever. Just got home, just looking at the time of it. While I am here grinding on live, right? Yeah, okay. Anna's spamming the chat. She's probably drunk. Don't throw up. Yeah, if you want to cure your hangover, tea is the best way to go. So get our chachigan tea and the soroshi teacup and brew some tea for yourself and get some nice tea. But okay, let's once and for all. I've explained what 십장생 is, so let's once and for all unbox this. Ta-da, ta-da! Oh, this is such a premium box, and they got like the Soroshi logo on it here. And Anna just left. Oh wow. Oh, okay. Oh, this is so premium actually. So what would you call this? This is a gukdari plate. It's like a plate, but how you use it is like you put like normally I would say grapes or some fruits, or you could put ice cream on it, a scoop of ice cream. I would put like choco balls and just like, you know, eat more, maybe like dried raisins or almonds and stuff like that. You could put it all there, and it's like just a very aesthetic piece of craft with the shipjangseng on it. So it just hopes you, it wishes you longevity with these cute little characters below. The level of detail and printing on this is just, yeah, the craftsmanship is so good. It's so unique. It's so pretty, right? Yeah, it's like white ceramic, which is like the Korean, you know, baekja ceramic. So yeah, you can put it on your table like that, and like put, you know, I don't have any objects to put inside right now, but I would put like green grape, or like, I don't know, slices of whatever. So yeah, it's pretty good. So check it out. Check it out on Piroso. You know, the ads that have been rolling down here, if you've noticed for a while. And actually, let me check the price, because, you know, let me be the responsible person and give you the actual info on how much it is. So this is our site. If you subscribe to our newsletter, you can get a 10% discount. We send discount coupons. We have a new blog post about the meaning of the Korean flag. Chashigan has their like tea, and then we have the book readers, and we have a new blog post about Namsan Seoul Tower, the origin. And this is the Soroshi cup, the teapot you can see. And if you go to a traditional shop and shop Newen, you'll probably see this. Oh, there it is. There it is. So this is how it's supposed to look like, with some objects on it. And you can rotate it here and see the details over here. That's a very unique function we have. And we have like the explanation of it. So if you flick, yeah, you can see. Oh, yeah, these are yakgwa, Korean traditional snacks. So, oh, ice cream, of course, as I expected. It's perfect for ice cream, and that's green tea ice cream. I love it, by the way. So yeah, it's very nice to put it on. It's like this one's a little bit on the pricier side because there's a lot of craftsmanship involved. And by the way, this is not like the real rating. This is just the default rating. I don't know why Shopify does this, but it should either not give a rating. This has a wrong, like, it misleads that someone gave a one star on it. But if you ever get the chance to give a 5-star on it, like, please do. We have like so many other traditional cups over here, like color changing cups. Yeah, I showed you last time. So if you pour in cold stuff here, that label turns red from white. It's usually like that. And these are all like very traditional patterns from Korean heritage and tradition. So go check that out. If you want tea alongside with it, this has been a very steady seller. The tea set, you can get a variety here of 4 options as well. These are very affordable as well. It's 36, so go check it out. We have key holders, rings, everything like that. They're all mother of pearl. If you go to the modern shop, bestsellers, you can check out the Jungkook bucket hat, the forever bestseller, the Seoul My Soul reusable bag, the Korean Army t-shirt, the MBTI t-shirt I'm wearing right now. And if you go to INFP, if you compare the design, this one is overfit and it's a little bit more simple. Yeah, so I prefer this one. So I might order that one and get one for myself, but I am INTP, so I might as well get that. There's a black version, and also there's a green, white and green version I can't find right now, but it's there somewhere. And yeah, we have like these cute little t-shirts over here by CPGN. It's a really cute t-shirt, so go check these out. We have a bunch of interesting products. Yeah, so we have a lot of jewelry that has been worn by idols. Shiny Key, BTS Jungkook wore that. You know, like Jungkook and Jimin had these rings. So yeah, and for the Soroshi glass, so if you go to brand over here, you can go to the Soroshi brand site, and there's the teapot I was showing you here. It's only $40. Yeah, it's only $40. So go check it out if you want one of these teapots. Add a little bit of Korean to your kitchen. And there's the other teapot here. So you can find all of these on our website and more like detailed shots. There's the Hia teapot over here. If you don't need a teapot, you can get the cups. So there are cups with similar designs. I really like this brand. I think it's really just spreading Korean culture and like incorporating it in a very neat way. Yeah, two products. But anyways, that was the unboxing. Jin would be happy now. He was like, yeah, I really have to just give a big, pat on Jin's shoulders for just hard carrying Piroso single-handedly when I was in the States. So yeah, we have the cup over here. I showed you last time, the color changing cup. If you pour in cold water, it turns red over here. We have the little coasters that are, traditional patterns shaped. So go check these out as well. Yep, I think like our shop Piroso, I got a lot of feedback from the subscribers I met offline. They absolutely love the logo, they absolutely love the theme, and they absolutely like the fact that we are actually promoting traditional culture. And a lot of them actually, I was surprised that most of them bought the products for gift purposes. So of course some of them, yeah, they're displaying in their houses, but a lot of them were saying like they are just the perfect gifts. Like if you're visiting someone and you want like a unique gift, you just buy a coaster, a little coaster or a cup, and then or a teapot. Because if you go, like I've heard like visiting other people's houses for maybe dinners or barbecue parties or whatever is a big culture in the States. So if you're visiting like your friend's house and you just don't want to go empty-handed, you could go drop by like and give a gift a coaster or a little cup and say like, oh, there's this YouTuber I watch and he's really into like, yeah, he provides very good Korean culture content and stuff. And like Korean culture is everywhere nowadays. So, just gifting that kind of things would be very good. And I was like, oh, that's very interesting. Yeah. And just as we say it, an order from Sandra is in. Let's see what you bought. Yes, thank you so much. The lag. Oh, you bought the hologram diary and the Celadon Lotus coaster. Thank you so much for the purchase. Thank you so much. And Stacy, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Stacy. Bonjour from Paris. I Muju could finally catch you live and give you a little slice of support. I love that. Slice of support. Thank you for your hard work and take care. Thank you so much, Stacy. Yes. Where's the first coaster? Please bring it back. It was so nice. I know, right? This one. It is my favorite. Yeah, like it is actually my favorite. Wow, look at this. This coaster. It's like, yeah, like this Seoul. Oh, what? Yeah, this Seoul coaster. It's like glittery and it has the Han River. It's like a map. It's a map of Seoul. There, this was really nice, and you can hang it on your wall like that. We have black and white versions, but unfortunately we really want this on our site too. It was one of our best sellers on Naked Soul, but the reason we are not able to sell this is because the owner of the company just stopped the business, and that's like a structural problem with the Korean craft scene. Oh wow, look at the glittery things. It's like, independent craftsmen don't have a lot of revenue. They can't generate a lot of revenue. And, just imagine selling like 1 or 2 pieces of these every day. Like you can't make a living out of that. That's why like they really greet companies like us that buy in bulk or like provide it to like present it to like a newer audience. But unfortunately, this company, I think they're not operating anymore. They're not picking up the phone. So I'm actually even thinking of like the reason I was trying to contact them was I wanted to buy the intellectual property, like the rights to this, like the design for this, and I wanted to produce it myself and sell it in the KPC store, like Beatles or whatever. Like, I've heard from some investors in the craft scene that one way to approach like a business model is you approach the person, and rather than doing like a, I'll buy it and sell it on my shop, you actually buy the intellectual right to manufacturing this, and you print it out yourself, and you just sell it for yourself. And for this case, I think it's perfect because this product is now extinct. It's not, you know, being manufactured anymore. So, like, if that's the case, like, I would, if I was a very unethical person, I would have just went on, like, since the business is out of business, like, if I was an unethical person, I would just copy this and, like, print it and whatsoever. But because I want to have, like, a ethical business and all, I tried reaching the business owner, but, like, he's MIA, and we can't reach him, so that's very unfortunate, you know. Yeah. Don't worry, the pleasure is mine. Hello, Moju. And you did pronounce my name right. Oh, thank God. Is there a possibility that Danny and Anna will be in live stream all together at some point? You have predicted the future, so actually something will be coming probably this week. No, next week. It's in the planning phase, but I'm planning it right now. It's actually a sponsored video. I'll be totally transparent with you. It's a sponsored video. It's eventually gonna go up on DKDKTV, but I'm planning to do a live stream and re-edit that video. So Danny's going to be involved, and I want it to be actually entertaining, and want the most interaction as I can, because there's like a KPI we need to meet. It's like a metaverse service, and you guys need to go in and interact with us. So the more people, the better. So I want Anna to be there, and I want another female, so probably Subini, because she's the closest to us. So there might be a stream with the four of us. I haven't talked to Anna or Subini yet. I haven't gotten the green light from the client as well, but that's what I planned and sent over to the client, and they will confirm on Monday if it's good to go. If it's good to go, I'll be bringing them into the studio, and us three will be having a fun live together. So yeah, for sure. Look forward to that. That's pretty. I actually gifted those to my friends. Oh, thank you so much. See, like, a lot of people buy them as gifts, and they're really satisfied. You know, it's a very unique gift. Like, you always get into this phase of, like, oh, what should I buy for, like, a house coming, what do you call it, like, house party, or like a, well, home warming, what do you call those parties when you first go into somebody's house? Chipturi. Yeah. But anyways, nowadays there's a trend in Korea of buying, like, kitchenware for people. They buy, like, very fancy kitchenware, or like a Hermes dish, or like a salt grinder, a mechanic salt grinder, or like a mechanic wine opener, stuff like that. You don't usually use, but it's like a fancy item that you can give. Yeah. Don't forget Kelsey. Yeah, Kelsey for sure. She was in the first 2 episodes. Yeah, but I think the dynamic between Subin, Anna, and Danny and I would be better for, like, a 4-person live stream. Housewarming party, exactly. Thank you. My vocab's always glitching. Yep. So it's been 2 hours since I've done the stream. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. I think I've enjoyed the chat for today. There are 223 people still watching. Please leave a like and your comments in the comment section. Christmas is near? What? No, we have like 5 months. Good gift for a tea lover in your life, exactly. Yes. So go check out these amazing crafts from Soroshi and Piroso. Go check them out. I really love this, actually. Yeah, this is very, very unique. It's not like, this is not radiating Korean in your face. So if you have, like, a little bit of a reluctance to just, like, shove Korean products in someone's face, then, like, a subtle thing like that, it's like Oriental or Eastern. Yeah. So go check it out, and it was just very fun chatting with you guys today. And I just do this to, like, you know, as I said, build a community, interact with you guys, see what's on your minds, share my thoughts. It's therapeutic for me as well, and I realized when I was talking to a lot of people in my trip this time, they were like, "Oh, I just turn on your live, do whatever I want to," or sometimes I just like religiously wait for your live streams and like get the popcorn ready for a 1 or 2 hour, you know, live stream. And I was like, wow, okay, like honestly, I would be like, I was like, is it that entertaining? I don't think so. Like you can drop in, you can drop by in and out, but like wow, people who watch through like the 2 hour live streams like really appreciate it, like watching my boring ass. But I guess it's the interaction of it, and a lot of people said it was just very soothing. It gets like, you know, their minds off of like stressful life in general. So I was like, yeah, okay. I've never been on the audience side, so that was a really good feedback and insight for me. I watch a lot of live streams too, especially like crypto live streams. That's my type of thing. I watch people actually day trade. And these like internet streamers are like either screaming when they lose money, or like they're like, oh, I'm going all in right now. So it's okay, it's a form of dopamine there too. It's a little bit different from the characteristics of my life, but yeah, I watch those live streams for like 1 or 2 hours when I'm just working. I turn them on in the background, and I enjoy like their small talks. Like the charts don't move that much, you know. And on like slow days, they just talk about their own lives, and it's just entertaining to watch. So yeah, thanks for talking with us, David. Always the highlight of my week. Thank you so much, Aaron. Thank you again for the surprise live at this time. I really appreciate it. Thank you. 고생 많으셨습니다. 피곤하실 땐 쉬십시오. 다음에 또 뵙겠습니다. Yeah, the jet lag right now. It's day 2 in Korea. The rain is not helping. It's therapeutic watching, listening to your streams, and I love your sense of humor. Been a quack since DKDK. Hey, thank you so much, 520 mil. Agree, watching while doing house chores. Yes. Still a quack / toppings. Yeah, maybe I should just make it quack topping. Quack. Never mind. Yeah, love you, David. Take care, and thank you all friends for the chat. Yes. And if you just a lot of people actually said to me too, like, you know, I really want to support you financially, but I'm just like, you know, the economy is just too bad. I totally understand. You don't have to support me financially or anything. What I would just ask is like the video, comment on it, maybe watch some ads if you can, and that's about it. Like you just watching and chatting in the stream is supporting me in your own way. So please don't feel, you know, like you have to do anything, and don't feel like, oh, when other people are sending support and PayPal and stuff, like you don't have to go out of your way and like feel pressured about any of them. Like just be comfortable in the stream. I respect all of you. I love all of you subscribers equally. So yep. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will call it a day. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. My mom is probably going to be very worried in the Kakao Talk. I'm expecting at least like 10 messages from her. I'm not a mama boy, but she's just very overprotective. I'm a single only child, and she's like, well, when are you coming home? Why aren't you coming home? It's raining outside, blah 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 blah. And it is 3 a.m. after all. So yeah, I promised her to go home by midnight, but then I fell asleep on the couch. I'm so sorry again for not being able to be on time. It was not my intent today. But I'll be coming back with another live stream with Anna on Tuesday, as usual. 90% sure. If something doesn't come up, yeah. So yeah, go check out my exclusive podcast episode on Patreon. It's going to be done and uploaded within tomorrow, because like I think I have to just go home today. I can't finish the actual clip. So yeah, go check that out. And if you're interested in K-pop reactions, check out Patreon, $5 tier. And yeah, that is it. It was fun, David. See you next time. Yes, thank you. Get some rest, David. Thank you, Doll Baby 73. Yes, thank you. Peace out. Thank you, Kat. Good night, good day. Have a nice lunch or whatever, everybody, wherever you are. Bye.